Got an unboxing of Queen City today, Queen City footwear. A couple hats, a little preliminary unboxing. Some black denim, trucker hats, pretty cool. This is a patch real leather. Looks like it. Better be. Who is Queen City? Well, they are based out of Vermont. They hand make all their stuff in Vermont. They basically hand design everything. They do all the CAD work. They do all the outsole design, everything in-house to make a truly like American-made, all under one roof kind of style product out of Vermont. And they've got a couple different products and a couple different things that they make. And the way that I found them was when they really early on when they launched, they made a little house slipper. And I was like, dang, that thing is cool. I like that little house slipper because I wear Birkenstocks for my house slippers, and it's because my cat flicks litter all over the floors, the hardwood floors, and so I just immediately step on it, pick it all up, and I hate it. And so I wear house slippers. And they came out with like really cool like pull-on house slipper, and it just looked like a little, it's like slip-on boot. And I've always really liked it. And so now here we are 4 years later after the launch of their brand, with a couple boxes in hand to see what they look like in real life, in person, and see what they were working on. So let's just give a quick About Me page summary. Yeah, everything on our site is made in the USA, and all footwear is made in-house at our Vermont factory. Queen City Dry Goods is based in Williston, Vermont in the Champlain Valley. We produce durable USA-made goods from the highest quality raw materials. Our designs aesthetically leans towards classic styling and simple lines that emphasize the inherent beauty of the materials and details of our craftsmanship. We take pride in continuing a long history of New England shoe manufacturing by combining handmade methods and modern technology. Vermont house shoes are the latest addition to our Queen City product line. They're designed for a life around the house, bringing together comfort, style, beauty, beautiful raw materials, and America-made quality. Pretty simple, straightforward. This is a giant box of insoles that we've been testing, prototyping, learning a bunch from to develop our own insole, because there's a huge problem in the market, not just with insoles, but with footwear generally, because I love heritage boots, obviously, the hard leather insole, shapes the shape of your foot, all the materials, love them. The problem is breaking them in is the worst. It is a trial of will, a rite of passage to break in this kind of boot with that really hard leather insole. And the other part of that is once they are broken in, and if you're standing all day, no matter what, no matter how high quality the boot is, a hard leather underneath your foot is never going to be quite as comfortable as a lot of foam underneath your foot. And so we set out to try to design and come up with a concept that would solve both those problems in a single insole. And that's when we came up with the boot breaker insoles. And so what we did is just solve this problem in a very simple way by developing and designing a really thin insole that gives you just enough squish that it relieves that pain from standing all day or breaking in these types of boots, while still being thin enough that it doesn't change your size. It's not going to screw up the way your boot fits or how it feels. It's 2 millimeters thick, topped with a durable fabric, screen printed, the Boot Breaker logo on the heel there, and a really durable high impact foam. So if you're gonna break in a new pair of boots, or you got a bunch of old boots that you need to soften the pain underfoot, make them a little more comfortable, check out the Boot Breaker insoles below, and give us 2 or 3 weeks. It's the first batch. We're trying to work out all the kinks, make sure it all works, so check them out below. So let's unbox it. I think we got the gist. Let's do the house shoes first. That's the one I wanted a pair of these for quite some time. So, what knife? The donut knife. This is from Blade HQ. They sent us this for an unboxing video, and it's just fun to show knives on all these unboxings, even if this was not even taped. Well, then, there you go, little donut knife. If you want this, go check it out at Blade HQ. So let's unbox these now. What do we got for packaging? Some matches for the toilet or what? Just for fun. They work. A little Queen City tote bag. Oh, it's a little backpack. District Leather did this too. They sent us one of their little canvas bags. It's a backpack. And I was like, that's really smart, because I love these little bags from the early days in high school playing basketball. They're so convenient, so lightweight. And so, yeah, I don't know. Nice swag. Now, to the shoes. Ooh, I got the low tops. Look at those. Looks like Is that bison leather? Smells good. Just do a quick couple measurements. Leather is 2.1 millimeters thick, looks like. 2.1, 2.3, somewhere in there. It's a nice thickness. Got a, looks like a blown rubber outsole at the bottom. Hardness is 75 Shore. The sidewall hardness, like the actual cross section of the leather, like 65 Shore. And God, it's probably only like 5 millimeters thick, looks like. But it is kind of a house slipper. You know, I'm sure you could take these outside. I'm sure you could wear them as not just house slippers, but that's what they say they are. A nice merino wool insole that is 3.5 millimeters thick. Underneath you got that Strobel stitch going all the way around with, ooh, some real soft foam in there. It's like pretty thick too. Whew, I bet these are comfy. And then it looks like this is basically just like foxing, but made out of leather. You can see the little pinch points here where they get it to take that three-dimensional shape by taking up the slack. Edge binding around the outside. Good shot, or good work with the internal leather counter. I like that a lot. And yeah, pretty simple little slip-ons. I like it. How much are these? So yeah, 150 bucks. It is bison leather, like I suspected. Sleek, stylish, and super comfortable for life around the house, serving your footwear needs from your bed to your mailbox. Unlike traditional slippers, Vermont house shoes are designed to slip on and off easily and fit like a glove. The low-cut loafer is made in Vermont by hand from buttery soft saddle leather, molded suede soles, merino wool insoles, internal cushioning foam midsole, includes a drawstring shrink. Oh, it's a carry bag for 4 of these. That makes sense. They're less than I expected. I thought for like a hand, there's still a lot, you know, it's 150 bucks for a handmade leather sneaker, a house slipper, but I think a lot of brands would have charged a lot more. Okay, those are nice. Let's open up the next one. Now, the sneaker. Ooh. Wow, that is a big old soft outsole. This is kind of that hole cut design. You can see how that upper starts all the way back here at the heel and is a single piece all the way around the toe, all the way around to the back, which is not easy because you're taking that flat piece and making it a three-dimensional shape again, like we talked about, but a lot larger surface area. And you know, if you get it off a little bit, too tight here, too loose here, you can easily screw up the whole thing. And that's why hole cut sneakers are tough to make. It's some of the toughest ways to make any kind of sneaker. That outsole looks really comfy. Let's see how hard it is. The outside measurement, which is always a little bit harder, 70 Shore. It feels a little bit softer in the inside, but that's why we cut them in half, take that inside measurement, because it's hard to see how hard it actually is with the harder shell on the outside when it cures. Sidewall stitched, nice, what looks like veg tan lining, or at least with the heel counter, leather lining. Let's see what's in the insole. Ninth Ortholite insole. Ortholite makes these open cell foam insoles that are, for an open cell foam, I like these the most. They're good quality. And there's pros and cons of open cell, closed cell, lightweight, you know, there's all these different things, but I like these Ortholites. They're a reputable brand you can trust. Then underneath, some more open cell foam that's Strobel stitched to the upper. And you can see that sidewall stitch is real because you see it on the inside. And I can't really see the cross section of the suede, but it feels like true suede without the grain, because it has that, it feels a little bit thinner. It has that, with that grain, it's a very, it makes a really soft leather. You don't have that grain holding the I don't know how to say it. It's just not as stretchy with the grain in it, whereas suede has a little bit more stretch to it and a little more give. So I think that's a true suede. Okay, let's try them on. So I'm a 10 on the Brannock, and they sent me a 10 in the little slides there, and an 11 in these sneakers. What am I wearing today? Just some Chucks. We got a Chuck versus Chuck 70 video coming up, and because I want to know if they actually are better. We did a similar video forever ago, but you know, we've changed a lot of how we do things since then, so I want to revisit it and really figure it out. So size 10 slipper, let's see how it fits. Oh yeah. For a slipper, yeah, you don't need it super roomy or super tight for a slipper. I think I'd go with a 10 again for a slipper. My feet are so skinny That's part of why I want that higher top one, so it can kind of compress over my foot and like mold to the shape of my foot, so it stays on better. Nice. I like this leather a lot. That pull-up's kind of crazy. Look how bright it gets. Okay, now for the sneaker. You're holding a pair of handmade shoes thoughtfully designed, cut, and sewn in Vermont by a small team of passionate shoemakers. I wish the really small brands would lean, and I think they do, so not a critique, but I wish they really leaned into how small they are, because a lot of people mistake small brands for giant brands, and it's part of the fun of a small brand is that they're small, and there's just certain pros and cons, and it's fun to support small brands. So if you're a small brand, don't be afraid to show people that you're small, because people like supporting small brands. Size 11, 10 on the Brannock. Those actually fit, they feel like they fit well. Size 11. Yeah, I could probably go down a size. I've got a full thumb width at the end of my toe. I'd probably do true to Brannock. Let's see what they say for size recommendation. Always defer to their sizing, because I don't want to be responsible for you getting the wrong size. So I've got an online sizing printout, and they only go in full sizes. So really, if you're in between sizes, like if you're 10.5, I'd maybe go with an 11. Unless you like your toes squished, you could go down to a 10. If you're right on a round number, I would just go true to your size, unless you want lots and lots of wiggle room, but I think going true to size, true to your Brannock size would be just fine. So, Queen City, pretty cool little shoes. It's cool seeing these small brands doing some new and unique different things, and creating some products in different ways, because house slippers are not new, but doing it this way with the merino wool, hand sewn, like this really high quality leather, kind of this moccasin style construction. It's pretty cool. I'm curious if it is actually completely moccasin style underneath it here. It must be, because the non-sole ones are. So check them out. If you want to see a full cut in half, let me know if you want me to cut apart the slippers or the shoes, because if you guys want to see it, it's usually how I convince the brands to let me cut them. So thank you guys for all your support. Check out the links to the Blade HQ knife below. Check out the links to the slippers and the shoes below. And thank you guys. See ya.